Chris Buckler, thank you very much indeed. Let's speak to the former FBI agent, Bobby Chacon. Bobby, what do you make of McCabe's firing?
Well, I think it was justified based on the results of the investigation that the Office of Inspector General did. From this investigation had been going on for some time now, as some say at least 2 or 3 years before Donald Trump even got into office, because the behavior that he lied to cover up was a leak to the Wall Street Journal that was damaging to Hillary Clinton during the Hillary Clinton email investigation. So, albeit Trump's tweets do muddy the waters here, but as an FBI agent, we are told from day one in our training as a candidate to join the FBI, lack of candor will never be tolerated, and that's in our policy books. More FBI agents get fired for lack of candor than for any other reason, and lack of candor goes to your integrity and your honesty, and the FBI makes its hay based on testifying in front of juries that have to believe us, so we have to always tell the truth. So they drill into us. If you make a mistake or if you do something wrong, don't lie to try to cover it up, because the cover-up will be worse than the crime. And in this situation, when the Office of Inspector General was investigating this, the things that I'm hearing are that McCabe and his team did not cooperate with that investigation. They did everything they could to hide things and to not let the Inspector General's investigators get at the truth. And ultimately, they found that he actually lied about some of his activities. Now, I think there's some more that will come out of the Inspector Generals, but from a pure standpoint of McCabe being fired, any FBI agent in that situation would have been fired. The only thing that surprises me is that in recent years, some of our senior level executives have escaped the punishment that is due and would normally be meted out to street level agents like myself. I was an agent for 27 years, and agents down at the lower level, at the street level, would always get sacked for this kind of behavior. Sometimes the upper bosses would escape because they had friends. In this case, McCabe got the punishment that's justified and that every agent knows will come to him if he's found guilty of this kind of transgression.
So, Bobby, we're to expect that both the director of the FBI, Comey, and now the deputy director, McCabe, were so bad, independently so bad that what they did, that they both deserved to be fired, and President Trump is the knight in shining armor.
Well, no, I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump, and I don't think he should be tweeting the things that he tweets. I'm on the record as that. I've made many appearances saying how the Comey firing was mishandled. But that's a separate issue about whether or not McCabe should have been fired. Now, Comey was fired by the president. McCabe was fired by the Attorney General, who was relying on a recommendation from an investigation that had been going on for 2 years.
And who also knew that his boss, the president, wanted McCabe gone.
Right, but the person who conducted that investigation was appointed by Barack Obama in 2012. Mr. Horowitz, who runs the Office of Inspector General, is somewhat insulated. I mean, because he runs internal investigations, he doesn't have the same chain of command, so he's more independent than most bureaucrats in Washington. So, and he's a tough guy, and he conducted a very thorough investigation. The report will come out. I have heard about transgressions by Andrew McCabe for years. This is not the first time I've heard things that he did that were improper. There are lawsuits by individual agents against McCabe, naming McCabe as a defendant in things that he ruined people's careers. He had people fired wrongfully, and so this is not the first transgression that Andrew McCabe has faced. This is not the knight in shining armor that he portended himself to be in that 2-page statement that he made last night. There are also problems in that statement because he says that when he leaked the story to the Wall Street Journal, that he had the authority of the director, which was Comey at the time. Comey has on 2 occasions answered questions to Congress and said he never authorized anyone in the FBI to leak anonymous stories to the media. So McCabe's statement he released last night seems to contradict Comey's testimony before Congress last year. So that's another issue that will come down the line. Don't get me wrong, that Trump's behavior is abhorrent and it muddies the waters, and it does give people the fodder they need to look at this as a politically motivated sacking. But in my mind, in my opinion, from my experience in the FBI, any agent that was found guilty of this transgression would have been fired.